Hello my friends, welcome to my channel, Discover with Kim. I'm Kim, I'm so excited you're here with me today. Welcome to this week's book chat. This week we're going to be chatting about my September TBR. So, let's get into book chats. Okay my friends, so the end of August is upon us. It is currently the 27th of August, which means it is time to pick my September TBR. And just like every month, I figured, let's pick it together. Now this month, instead of doing a prompt jar or anything like that, I've decided that I'm going to be mood picking my September TBR. So I've been quite the up and down reading slumps this summer. There's been a lot of times where I haven't felt like reading, or I've only wanted to read really specific things. So because of that, I figured for the month of September, I was going to give myself a little bit of grace, love on myself a little bit, and allow myself to mood pick my books so that they're things that I think, hopefully, I'll be wanting to and longing to read this month. So that's the plan. With it being September, that to me is the start of like the fall autumn season. So I'm really looking for those fall autumn kind of books, the cozy books, the academia books, the spooky books, all those books that are really just going to be giving me that fall feel. So yeah, we're going to be mood picking fall feel books for September. Let's pick some books. Fun fact, I set up this cozy little pillow for myself so that I could like get all cozy and pick out some books with you, and yeah, Marbles took it. She took it right away. She was like, oh, gee, thanks. This looks cozy. I'll sit here while you vlog. So Marbles has a cozy pillow, and we're going to be picking out some fall books. Now, my TBR cart is literally this TBR jumble. So it's nothing but a huge jumble of books. It's a bit of a hot mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through it, and I'm just going to pull every book that is kind of getting my interest, and I'll just make a stack of books. And then once I have these books that are like maybe the right ones, I'll go through and I'll mood pick from there. So let's pull some books out of the jumble, shall we? Spider web. Guess it really is fall spooky season. Alright, so I have a big stack of books here. Big stack of books of maybes. So I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to do like yes, no's, definitely, maybe. Or definitely no's, and then maybes. Okay, so definitely no's for these two. Just not feeling them this month. Me organizing as I go. Crazy brain. Anyways, so I'm thinking we're gonna pick maybe like 8 to 10 books for this month, and that way if I read like 6 of them, I can feel proud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to read some of the synopsis, and then decide like yes, no, maybe. Basically decide no or maybe. So we're gonna read the synopsis and then we'll decide no, or if it's still in the maybe. I just don't think this is gonna be it. Just a gut feeling. Just checking for spiders. So we have a bunch of maybes. Okay. I guess we'll group them based on genre then, so then I know if I need to like pick out a certain genre. So here's the thing. As of right now, I'm very much in like a fantasy mood. So I have like a huge stack of fantasies in my maybe pile. Look at that. And then everything else is like I have a couple mystery thrillers, a couple romances. But yeah, it's really just fantasies for me right now. So I'm thinking we'll start with the non-fantasies because that'll be easier. And then we'll go and we'll pick what fantasies book we want to read. So we are going to pick 8. We're going to pick 8 books. No, we're going to pick 9 books. 9, no. So we're going to pick 10 books because this one has to be in it because I am going to be reading this with my nephew in September. So we are currently reading book 1. So we will be reading book 2 in September of the Warriors graphic novels. So me and my nephew are doing this as a book club. So this will have to be on my September TBR because I'm going to be reading it in September. So yeah, this will be the bonus TBR. It'll be like number 10 on my TBR, but this will have to be on it, which will be Warriors graphic novel 2. And then, since we're talking about the weird books on my TBR, I'm going to be picking out a new morning book to read. So in the mornings, I like to wake up and I like to read a little bit of something to kind of help wake me up and wake my brain up without like being on my phone first thing in the morning. So in the mornings, I like to read nonfiction, I like to read poetry, I like to read short stories. So just something that's not going to be too heavy or too long or get me too like bogged down, but that'll kind of start my day in a good way. So for the month of September, I've decided to go with a poetry book, and it is Out of the Ashes by Courtney Peppernell. Now, this is the newest book by Courtney Peppernell, and it is in her line of, honestly, I don't know if they even have a name, do they? No, so it's not like a specific like line, but she has all these books that kind of go off each other that follow this little creature, and this is the latest in her line of those books. I absolutely love Courtney Peppernell. I have almost all of her poetry books, and since this is the newest one and it just came out, and I'm excited to start my mornings with it. So that is the 9th. So that is the 9th book on my September TBR, which will be Out of the Ashes, a poetry book. Now, I'm going to be picking a couple romance books for the fall, and I have 2 that I've picked out, and I'm pretty excited for them. The first one is 7-Year Itch by Amy Dawes. Honestly, I only have 2 romance books sitting here, so I'm just going to put both of them on my TBR, so that way if I feel like reading either of them, I can. This is second in the Mountain Men Matchmaker series. The first one was called 9-Month Contract, and it was really, really sweet. And this is number 2 in this series, and this is about one of the brothers, and I'm just going to read you the little blurb at the top here. It says, alone and looking to bone, a loudmouth mountain man seeks a fiery woman to grow old with. I might look like a tall, tattooed, bearded Neanderthal, but like an onion, I have layers. Swipe right if you like a proud cat daddy who catches feelings after direct eye contact. That's funny. So it looks like our male main character is just looking for a +1 to his brother's destination wedding, but he ends up stuck with his sister-in-law's best friend. That sounds cute. So that is number 8 on my September TBR, 7-Year Itch. It is a romance book. Then number 7 on my September TBR, also a romance book, is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. I have not read any of the books in this series yet, but it is now fall time, and I feel like it is the perfect time to start, and I'm sorry. But this version of this book is absolutely gorgeous. I cannot handle it. I just got this, and it is so gorgeous. Like, literally absolutely gorgeous. I cannot handle how pretty this book is. That alone, and just the looks of the book and the vibes, everything about it is screaming fall, it's screaming September, it's screaming add this to your TBR right now, Kim. So I'm listening and I'm adding this to my TBR right now. So the 7th book on my September TBR is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. It says it's the season to fall in love. So yeah, I don't really know much about this book at all. I've just seen it all over social media, and I saw this pretty version was coming out. With it being fall time, I snatched her up, and we're going to be reading her. Okay, so we have 4 books done so far. I'm going to be adding 2 thrillers to my TBR. These are the options. I'm thinking definitely You Don't Belong Here by Megan Miranda. This one just came out a couple months ago in July, and it's about, it says, memories fade, but on this campus, legacies are never forgotten or forgiven. And it's about a woman who's went to college and something tragic happened, so she fled. But now her daughter is going to that same college and something is happening again. Not really sure what, but I thought it sounded really fun, especially for like fall, September, because it is the start of kind of like the academic year. And obviously I'm not going back to college, but so many people are going back to school, and I feel like reading like a college academic book is just kind of like the perfect season for it. So we're going to be doing You Don't Belong Here by Megan Miranda, book number 6 on my September TBR. Okay, we're going to go with A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I have added this to my TBR 4 months now. Literally, I'm pretty sure I added this to my TBR all summer long, and I have not read it. So hopefully September's the month, guys. Hopefully September's the month. Book number 5 on my September TBR. We're going to save this one for later, or if I just feel like reading it. We're on to our fantasies. So, we have 6 books so far. I have to split these ones up into the 4 I want to read. So, if I had to pick 4, I think it would be those 4. Okay. They have been picked, my friends. Let's count it down, shall we? So the first one is A Simple Twist of Fate by April Asher. Again, these are all going to be fantasy, romantasy books, these last 4. So this is book number 4 on my September TBR, A Simple Twist of Fate. And it's about, I believe she is a witch. It definitely is a second chance romance, and it has to do with a fate witch. And I see there's little dragons on the cover, but the synopsis says nothing about dragons. So I have no idea what that means, but I think it looks really fun, and I think it looks like a fun, cozy September read. So that was book number 4 on my September TBR. Book number 3 on my September TBR is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is a book about women and vampires, and I believe lesbians, and it takes place through three different time periods: 1532, 1827, and 2019. So a book about women and what they go through, and vampires kind of just feels like a perfect fall read and like the perfect way to start like spooky season. So I figured let's add it to the TBR, right? Okay, book number 2 on my September TBR is The Neverlist by Jade Presley. This is a Why Choose romance, and it is about 4 princesses and a woman who wasn't supposed to be there. And that's really all I know, but I know that it looks so good, and I think it just sounds like a fun, different kind of fantasy to add into my repertoire for September, because I obviously want to read a bunch of fantasy, but I don't want them all to be like dark or heavy. So this one sounds like it's a little bit more light, a little bit more fun. It has to do with 4 princes, and yeah, I think it sounds great. So that is number 2 on my September TBR, and number 1 on my September TBR. That's my book roll, like a drum roll, but on a book, and that is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. So this book is about Blackwood Academy. It's a legendary school located on the fringes of the afterlife, and once a decade, a celebration occurs and a single worthy student is tested and given a choice. You can either graduate and join Blackwood's magical elite or cross over to the mysterious other side. This time, the rules have changed, and instead of a celebration, it's a competition, and there's only one victor. So that sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a fun, like academic, honestly, it just sounds like a fun academic fantasy. 6 rivals, 1 victor, eternity is only beginning. I don't know, it just sounds like a lot of fun. It kind of gives me that fall feel, and it's kind of just giving me that mood that I'm in. So that will be the final book on my September TBR. And just like that, my friends, we have dropping books. Okay, anyways, just like that, my friends, we have picked my September TBR. It's so big, there's so many books, so let's quickly go through them, shall we? Number 1, Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. Number 2, The Neverlist by Jade Presley. Number 3, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. Number 4, A Simple Twist of Fate by April Asher. Number 5, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Number 6, You Don't Belong Here by Megan Miranda. Number 7, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Lori Gilmore. Number 8, 7-Year Itch by Amy Dawes. Number 9, Out of the Ashes by Courtney Peppernell. And number 10, Warriors graphic novel number 2 by Erin Hunter. And bam! We officially have a September TBR. Oh my gosh, it is so big, it is so fat, and I'm so curious if I'm actually going to stick with it this month at all, because I usually don't, to be honest. I love picking a TBR and then not following it at all. But this month I'm really going to challenge myself to do it, and we'll see. I'm going to be finished with my summer reading challenge this month, so since I won't have that challenge going on in the background, hopefully I'll be able to read more of my actual monthly TBRs, but we shall see, shall we? Okay, my friends, I'm going to put this down because it's getting heavy, but yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and watching me mood pick my September TBR. I would love to hear what you guys plan to read this September. I'd love to hear if you read any of these books on my TBR and what your thoughts were. No spoilers, please, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on them, and I'd love to hear if you want to read any of these books that I'm reading. Let me know all things books down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you hit that like button so that I'll keep making some book videos because I really, really enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for being here this week. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Live well, read some books, go discover, my friends. Bye. Oh, that's a workout in itself.